All right, we're going to get started. So welcome to today's webinar on Vector Solutions new course player upgrade. Before we get started on the main topic today, though, I'd like to give you a little background on Vector Solutions and our speaker for today. You may have noticed that we've gone through a lot of changes in the last year. So Vector Solutions is a leading provider of SaaS-based, compliance-driven enterprise e-learning, workforce management, and performance improvement solutions. Our goal is to enable our customers to effectively increase performance, reduce risk, and ensure compliance for improved operations. Our presenter today, Michael Odana, has over 10 years of experience leading teams in developing e-learning courses for Convergence Training and Vector Solutions. He is currently our Director of Product Management, focused on the continued improvement of Vector's learning solutions in the commercial business unit. With that said, I will now turn it over to him to discuss the key features of our new course player. Michael, take it away.
Thanks, Pia. That's right. I'm excited to be here today to share our latest content development innovations with you. As Pia mentioned, coming soon, Vector will be releasing new versions of our courses in a next generation content builder and player, which was developed to provide learners with a consistent user experience and advanced features. When we started on developing this new course player, we wanted to ensure that we were solving the problems that our customers were having most often. These included that, as you can see in the bottom images, our learners had to figure out how to use our courses with each launch due to inconsistent user experience and functionality from one course to the next. Our learners need to be able to launch courses quickly and start training as soon as possible so they can get back on the job. Some of our learners do not have home computers or are on the work site and need to take courses on their mobile devices. Some of our learners are taking courses in remote locations with bad internet connections. Our learners use courses for reference, and they can't find what they want to learn in long courses. And lastly, many of our customers could only train their learners who speak English because translated courses were expensive and time-consuming to produce. So let's take a look at this new player and the features that help solve many of these problems. First and foremost, we are updating all 3,000 plus commercial courses that are Vector produced to our new course player. This includes courses in all of our libraries, except for courses that come from our content partners. All new Vector courses released going forward will also be in this new player. We are replacing the existing version of the course with the new version, so you will not need to update any links or course IDs. This will not include any branded or customized content. On Vector LMS, the good news is that users will not be affected at all. They will be able to complete the current version of the course that they are assigned, and then the next time they are assigned that course and launch that course after the update, they'll get the new course. On other platforms, users may lose progress or bookmarking, so you'll want to notify your users as much as possible to finish their courses prior to the rollout dates, which will communicate with you. Customers using courses on their own LMS will see updates when the LMS that they are getting courses from is updated. So for example, if you're getting AICC links from Vector LMS, your courses will be updated when the Vector LMS courses are updated. Besides a better user experience, one key thing to note is that now that we have all of our courses on a single proprietary technology, we can continue to make improvements and add features much quicker and easier on a large-scale basis, which we couldn't before. We're always listening to you, our customers, and want to make sure that we're working on the items that are most important to you, so please reach out to your contact with any ideas for improvement. That being said, we're continually working to improve and streamline the course launch process so you can launch your course and start training quickly. On your platform, after clicking launch, the course can be opened in the same browser window without pop-ups. This will take the user to the course home screen, which gives details on the course and their current progress. In order to proceed with the course, they will need to click the bright blue Launch Content button. This page will lead to our table of contents. On this page, the user can go back to the previous page, read the description for the course, view the different sections of the course that must be completed. In this case, there's one lesson video and one final assessment. As you can see, the final assessment also shows how many questions there are and what the passing score is. They can change their default language in the top right-hand corner and start the course. This can also be done by clicking on the chapter title as well. After clicking the start button, you're taken to the course video page to watch the video. There are several features within this page as well that can be viewed by hovering over the video. On the left side are some of your more basic functionality, and on the right, we'll get into more advanced functionality. From left to right, you can start and stop the video, change the volume or mute the video, go to the next or previous section, see how much time is left in the video, turn on and off captions, or select captions for a different language, open the settings, put the video in full screen, or open the interactive transcript. I'll discuss a lot of these more advanced functionalities in the next slides. So as you saw on the previous slide, there's captions for different languages and different default languages. And so we can now offer an automated solution providing our courses in 40+ different languages. These translations include the captions, transcript, user interface, knowledge assessment questions, and are all included within the one version of the course. Also, most common select languages will include machine-generated narration of the transcript as well. The one thing that you will notice is not translated is the on-screen text within the video, however. The necessary languages that you need will be able to be turned on and off at an account or company level, so please reach out to your Vector Solutions contact if you'd like to gain access to translations. We're not charging to have any of these courses translated, but there may be costs associated with an increase in users since you may now be able to train more of your workforce. Here's a list of languages that we will support. The ones with the asterisks include narration, and you can see that most common languages like Spanish and Chinese and Portuguese Brazilian do include narration. And back to the video menu. Within the settings tab, you can also change the quality of the course video. By default, it is set to auto. So the video quality will automatically reduce or improve based on how strong your internet connection is. This will limit buffering of the videos and allow you to keep watching them even if your internet connection is weak. So this setting can also be changed manually. Lastly, in the video menu is our interactive transcript. This transcript shows the exact text that the narrator is speaking, which is typical of most Vector courses right now. Where this takes it one step farther is that you can also search for keywords in the transcript if you need to learn about a specific topic, for instance, health hazards. The transcript will then show all instances where health hazards are discussed. You can then click on that and jump right to the spot in the video where the pertinent information is being discussed. For those of you who are familiar with Convergence courses, we have all the same question types as we did before. For other courses, we can now offer more advanced question types and image-based questions, which were previously unavailable. We're also looking to continue to improve here by creating new interactivity and question types within our new player. Here's an example of what questions will look like in the knowledge assessment at the end of the course. When an answer is chosen, a green highlight will show the correct answers and a red X will indicate any incorrect answers. And I got all these wrong so you can see how it shows incorrect answers. Then you can move on to the next question by clicking the blue next question button. And again, here's what a correct answer would look like. Last but not least, all of our new player courses are also mobile responsive. So you can take the courses on any device and the layout will change to optimize for that device. So now probably the key question that you've been thinking about and asking yourself since I started, when's this happening? Well, we're getting started next week on 7/21 with courses on the Vector LMS. These courses will be rolled out in phases to mitigate any risk and resolve any issues that come up along the way. Once Vector LMS is complete, we'll move on to the Red Vector and Convergence LMSs in late August and early September. We're working on translations in a prioritized order, and those will be made available to those customers with non-English speaking users as quickly as possible. And that's it for today on the new course player. Short and sweet, but I'd now be happy to answer questions that anybody has.
If anyone has any questions, we have the question pane down in the bottom right, and I'm starting to see some questions come in. So the first question that we have is from Sonia, and she's asking, we are on Red Vector. Will these changes affect the progress with Red Vector courses?
If you're using the Red Vector legacy system, it will affect the progress.
Okay. And then can you go over what will happen for users on their own LMS?
Yeah, so for users on their own LMS, I would recommend definitely letting all of your users know that there is a possibility that they will lose progress. It depends a little bit on what system you're getting the courses from, but to be safe for all users using their own LMS, I would recommend that they inform their users to complete the course prior to the rollout dates.
Okay, will this be on Convergence as well?
This will be on Convergence as well.
Okay, how do we know the specific courses that will be affected?
So these will be all of the Convergence and Red Vector and all Vector produced courses. We can provide a list of those if you reach out to your contact, and we can let you know it in that way. Also, we will be providing lists of courses within our communications as well.
Okay. Jennifer's asking, can we have a copy of the presentation to share with co-admins?
I believe this presentation will be able to be shared after the presentation. And Pia, you can verify that for me.
Yeah, I'll make sure that everybody gets a copy of the presentation after the webinar. Okay, Sonia asked a follow-up question. We have Red Vector Journey. What about that? As far as her original question was how the changes affect the progress with Red Vector. So how does that affect progress with Red Vector Journey?
So on the Vector LMS or Journey, users will be able to finish out the course that they are assigned, the existing version, and then the next time that course is assigned and launched, it will be the new version. So there will be no effect on Journey or Vector LMS users.
Okay, great. If we have completed our assignments, will we have to go back into the assignments and delete the courses that have changed and reassign the new course?
If I'm understanding the question correctly, you won't need to go and reassign the course at all unless you, I guess, for instance, on the Vector LMS or Journey, you want to cancel those assignments that you've made of the previous version and have them take the new version of the course. Other than that, all your assignments should remain the same, and they'll be updated the next time the person takes the course.
All right. You mentioned pop-ups. Do pop-ups need to be enabled within our corporate browsers? We're using Cornerstone LMS.
I would recommend that they are enabled for our courses. It depends on how you're getting the courses. We are, aiming to have these courses not have to have any pop-ups, but it may depend on your corporate LMS or the LMS that you're using if they require pop-ups or not. So there are variations and of what may be necessary if you're not using a vector LMS.
All right, the next question, do you have to request the transition option?
I don't quite understand what we mean by the transition option.
Oh, I'm sorry, not transition, translation. Oh.
Translation. Yeah, so by default, everyone will be able to have the English courses with the English captions. But if you do want to have translations in any of the languages, that will need to be requested, yes.
Are you confident in the foreign language translation for technical terms?
Yeah, we do feel confident in the translations that we've had done. Currently, we also have the ability to edit any translations after the fact. So if there are any issues, we can do that by hand. We also have a translation provider that helps us review and understand whether there are issues with the course and whether we should update them. So while we do feel confident with the machine generated and machine learning translations done, we do have the ability to adjust as needed if that's necessary.
We started using Convergence in October 2020. How does it affect us?
Same way as it will affect any other Convergence customer. The courses will be updated. Every Convergence course and vector produce course will be updated to the new course player, and the users will be affected in that they will lose their current progress in the course. So if they haven't completed the course on the rollout date of that course, of that update, then they will have to start from the beginning.
Okay. If a trainee time expires shortly after losing progress, will a discount be applied to repay for the course due to the upgrade?
We asked the question one last time.
Sure. So if a trainee's time expires shortly after losing progress, will a discount be applied to repay for the course due to the upgrade?
We can log that question, maybe Pia, and get back to this customer if possible.
Okay.
I might have probably a couple extra questions for them to understand exactly how they're using the courses.
Okay, no problem. Have you guys considered getting Nepali as the language?
Repeat it one more time.
Well, they're asking about a particular language that we don't have. How do you go about, making that request?
Yeah, so all of our supported languages are the languages that are supported by the translation technology that we're using. And so while we can, make that request to that company, we don't have, in-house capability to just expand that list currently.
Okay, this is just a blanket question, but what is the best way for a client to determine which platform they are running?
That is a good question. Likely, if you have any question on that, I would reach out to your vector representative. There's obviously a number of options, but I would definitely reach out to your vector representative or our support team if you have any question on that.
Okay, great. Apart from the presentation, would you mind sharing the recording? Yes, we can definitely send a follow-up with the presentation as well as the recording by email. I think, you know what, we can probably put it on the Customer Resource Center as well.
There you go.
The next question is, will there be any impact to the task list with the new player?
No impact to task lists. It only affects the courses.
Okay. Okay, so a kind of a follow-up to a previous question. She's using Convergence. So for our changes to the courses, it will be flawless and we won't have to do anything.
That's the plan, other than needing to notify your users that they need to complete the course prior to the rollout dates.
Okay. All right, so we have another Red Vector journey and create a lot of their own courses. Will those courses be affected?
None of your own courses or customized versions of our courses or branded versions of our courses will be affected. It's only the kind of standard off-the-shelf versions of vector courses.
Okay. Can you tell me if the OSHA 10-hour construction is affected?
Yeah, so that's actually one exception to this, is that the OSHA 10-hour construction will not be updated at this time. We will be doing that at a later date due to additional functionality that's needed because of OSHA compliance. And so that is one that will not be updated at this time. The individual courses that make up that, so if you took them as individual courses, they would be updated, but not as part of the OSHA 10 construction package.
Okay, and the next question, will this impact the Convergence contractor LMS?
If for some reason you're taking off-the-shelf courses on the Convergence contractor LMS, then they would be affected, those courses. But typically, I believe most customers on the Convergence contractor LMS are using custom or courses that they've built themselves that talk about the specific hazards at their own facility or how to enter the facility. And so if that is a customized course, it will not be affected.
Okay. For Convergence, excuse me, Convergence LMS, will changes start in July or start in September?
Changes will start in late August, early September. We will be communicating official rollout dates with course listings for Red Vector, Legacy LMS, and Convergence LMS towards the end of this month.
All right. Will we have to republish all modules in our LMS, which is Cornerstone?
You should not need to republish the modules in your LMS, although I'm not completely familiar with all the functionality on Cornerstone. If you are using a SCORM dispatch or an AICC link from one of our systems, those should update automatically.
Okay. Concerning Red Vector, Convergence, Vector Solutions, etc., I've seen several brandings on courses and landing pages. If you could clarify your question, just drop it in and we can answer that as we go through the rest of these. Stanton, thank you. Let me see. Oh, we've gotten a couple questions about a list of the available languages. It is in the deck and we'll be sharing that along with the recording after this webinar. Okay, next question. OSHA courses expire after. If a trainee is halfway through their training and the course resets with the upgrade, will we have to pay to re-enroll the user to complete, even though it was not their fault, they lost all progress?
So again, this is for, if you're referring to OSHA 10 construction or any of the other OSHA compliance packages like OSHA 30 or HAZWOPER, they should not have, those ones aren't being updated currently. HAZWOPER 8-hour courses will be updated. But again, this one's referring to the, we'll have to pay again. I think if you can jot down this attendee, we can reach back out to them later on.
Yeah. Okay, when will the upgrade be completed?
So on Vector LMS, we're starting next week on 7/21. We don't have an official, this is when it will be completed date, because we're going to make sure that each of the phases of the rollout goes smoothly. If there are any issues that come up as we are rolling out the courses, we will take the time to make sure that those changes are fixed before we roll out the next one. So in that end, we are going to be doing it as quickly as possible after that initial rollout date. And then for the Convergence and Red Vector LMS customers, it'll likely be rolled out in three dates over 3 weeks, starting at the beginning of or the end of August and the beginning of September. So likely everybody will be upgraded to all courses by the end of September.
Okay, I'm just looking at the next question here. Somebody who joined a little late, and not sure if we've already asked this, but if we have standard courses, but they're loaded in their own LMS, when will their courses change? Will they need to load new packages or perform any actions?
Yeah, so it depends on where they're getting the courses from a little bit. They should not have to load new courses as we're updating the course on the system. It should update the link that goes to their system. And then you'll want to make sure to let your users know to complete their courses prior to the update and rollout dates. Did I answer all the parts of that question?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so will all new courses run in Chrome?
Yes.
All right, will the MSHA courses be updated?
MSHA courses are being updated.
Let's see. You are welcome, Marlene. Okay, we've had numerous challenges with courses not updating to a completed status, correct browser use, browser history. Will this upgrade help with these issues?
Yeah, I believe it should. And one of the best things about this option or this upgrade as well is that now that all of our courses will be on the same course player, we'll be able to pinpoint what the issue is and update all of our courses on a much quicker basis as well if there are issues that we run up against. And so previously, if you had a Convergence course or a Vector course or any of our other types of courses, it would be very difficult to update everything across the board to make sure that everything was working properly. And so now that everything is on the same kind of technology base, we'll be able to update everything much quicker and pinpoint what issues are and solve those. So yeah, while it should help improve that right from the get-go, we will also be able to make improvements quicker and on a larger scale as well.
All right, and what kind of impact will this have on custom built courses, reporting, or any other admin functions?
Should not have any effect on custom built courses or on reporting. And all the courses that you've assigned out will still be assigned out. Any completions or enrollments will all still be there. So shouldn't have any effect on your reporting.
Will we be able to launch Convergence in Microsoft Edge, or will it still require Google Chrome?
To my knowledge, you will be able to launch these in Microsoft Edge.
Okay. Will you look at course utilization and target those modules with highest utilization first?
In terms of the rollout, we are doing it in phases, and we're starting with the commercial facilities maintenance library. We're kind of doing a library that has less utilization, a little bit less utilization to start, and then we'll do one that do some more that have some higher and higher utilization, just to make sure everything's going smoothly as well. In terms of the translations, we are definitely doing those on a prioritized order by utilization. So those will be rolled out as they are completed, and we'll have the most utilized courses rolled out prior to, with translations rolled out prior to ones with less utilization.
Okay. Will this affect how documents are loaded from our personal systems?
Should not have any effect on documents.
Let's see. Okay. For those of us using our own LMS, will there be an improvement to the proper way to exit a course in order to receive immediate completion credit? This is in reference to the requirement in SuccessFactors to click the exit button in the course window in order to pass the completion call to our LMS.
Again, it will really probably depend on the LMS, and obviously we've done some testing across a lot of different third-party platforms, but not everyone. So we'll, there may be things that we need to look through there, but yes, you should have a much better experience with closing out a course, which will then give your completion status into your LMS. And again, as I mentioned, if things aren't working as they should be on your specific LMS, we can also make changes more quickly and broadly across all of our courses as well if something's not happening correctly. But that being said, the exit experience is much improved over previous versions of our courses.
Okay, starting to die down with questions, but one just came in. Will the harassment courses also be updated?
Yes, they will be. If we're specifically talking about, the anti-harassment courses that are produced by Vector Solutions, yes.
Okay, great. Those are all the questions. Actually, one more. Are we out of time, or did we have an hour, Michael?
We have time. We had an hour.
Okay. So yeah, one last question here. Will the update help program freezing?
It should help, all around. The technology behind the courses is much improved. I mentioned previously also that the videos have the variable bitrate technology, which will allow them to continue playing in areas with low internet bandwidth. So rather than just sitting and buffering all the time as well. So yes, in general, there should be much vast improvement in that area.
Okay, great. Another question about using Max. Will this new player play nice with Max as well?
Will you repeat the question one more time?
The company uses Mac computers, and
Okay,
so
gotcha.
yeah, okay.
Yes, it should work on Safari as well as any other Mac related computers. So no issue there.
Okay, great. Will converted courses have the same Red Vector course numbers?
They will. Yeah, all the course IDs are remaining exactly the same as they were previously.
All right, and then if someone's interested in a translation, how do you go about requesting that?
Yeah, so I guess I would start by reaching out to whoever you typically reach out to for content issues or needs. If you don't have a specific representative, reach out to our support email address.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, great. We haven't gotten any other questions come through. So what we're going to do is send a follow-up to include the recording in the deck. A lot of people have also asked for a list of courses. So we're going to confirm that, we have all of your questions answered in our FAQs and ensure that you are linked to those as well. Anything else, Michael?
Yeah, I was just going to kind of leave in summary with a quick video that highlights kind of all the topics that we went over today. Kind of get everyone excited about the new player, but then that's really it. If you have any questions at all in the future, you can reach out to me or Pia or your Vector representative, and happy to help answer questions as we get through this upgrade. So on with the video here.
Vector is proud to announce its next generation course player. Learners will now see a consistent user experience across all 3,000 plus new and existing Vector courses, with a streamlined course launch to get you learning quickly in a single browser window. Take your training on any device with mobile responsive content that changes layout to optimize viewing on your device. Bad internet connection? Our courses will have variable bitrate technology that automatically changes video quality to limit buffering so you can view videos anywhere. Learn what you need at the time of need with interactive transcripts that allow you to jump to specific topics in a video. Train everyone with all courses translated in 40+ languages using artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can stop paying for translations and just license libraries for each of your users, no matter what language they speak. And more advanced interactive question types will help for deeper understanding and retention of learning objectives.
All right, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to rolling out this new player. And if you have any questions, as I mentioned previously, please feel free to reach out to me, Pia, or your Vector representative, and we will be sure to get back to you as quickly as possible. I hope you all have an awesome day.
Thanks, everyone.